What's up, YouTube? Mr. LawMSC here, coming back at you with part 2 of the Necromancer playthrough. This is for Path of Exile. And once again, I'm not saying that I am an expert with this. There were a couple mistakes I even made in the first part. But hopefully this is a good enough guide for people who want to learn to play the game, to just get into it, right? To just at least start it and not have to worry about, the basics, right? What do I do with this just basic, what's a skill gem? What do I do here? What do I do there, right? So obviously if you're going for basics, I think there's also other great guides out there, short guides for learning those things, but this should give you at least a brief way to walk through the game, play a character, and hopefully have a little bit of fun. So let's jump over to our character. We left off, starting Act 6, so we went Acts 1 through 5. And so we are going to be in Act 6 now. And we will, first thing, of course, because we just beat Katava, you get a 30% res penalty. This is just like in Diablo 2, right? When you go to like Nightmare, but here it just applies to your character. So we're going to fix up our resistances. We need to get our resistances up a little bit more. So let's go ahead and look around. At our gear, the first thing that we want to do is see, do we have additional suffixes available? Remember, on a rare, you're going to have your 3 prefix and your 3 suffixes. So we've got 3 suffixes there. We've got the 2 there, and we've crafted cold res there. We crafted move speed for that. No additional suffix there. We have a suffix here on our helm, so we can add something here. Nothing there. We've crafted life onto that. And we have room on our shield as well. So it looks like we have 2 spots that we can go and just immediately craft some resistances. So you just throw that puppy on there. And the first thing to note is we've got these dual res here as well. And we might look at some of those because we were at 56, 58, and 63. Of course, we just need to get to 75 of each. So we need 19 fire, 17 cold, and 12. Wait, did I do that right? Yes. 12 light. That sounds right. We just had Manver's stream yesterday, so we're feeling that a little bit. So 19, 17, 12, which means I'm going to want a fire and light and probably a cold and fire. Is my assumption. So we need 13 to 16 right there, as that will max out our light. So let's do this. It'll cost an alch. 15 to fire and light res, which now gets us to 71, 75, and 58. Ooh, we could craft max life onto our shield. Ooh, that makes me not want to craft res onto it as much. This isn't really a great shield anyways, so I'm probably not gonna craft life onto it yet. Let me see if I actually have a better shield in here. Let's look at our shields. It's higher level. I don't see anything in there. Requires level 65. Another higher level requirement. Not looking like we really have. We have a lot of higher level require stuff that could potentially be alright, but okay, not looking like we really have anything with that. So because we do need res, and let's look at our rings as well. We've got 3 suffix here. This is 15 fire and light with 12 to fire. I'm pretty sure that I have a better ring in my inventory with better resistances, honestly. This is 15 fire and cold with 19 cold and 18 to light. Let's see what that ring does for us. 77, 75, 75, 59. So now our fire would just be under. Which means we could just craft fire somewhere. And we could just craft that on our shield for now. And we'll just put crappy 19%, but it's enough to max us out. So we went ahead and maxed that. For now, that is going to be good enough for me. And then in the future, we can start to come back and kind of shift around and add more stuff and all of that, right? So that's just an easy way right there to just get back up to those max res. And you do want to have max res or very close to it. But generally in POE, max res is pretty important. Nice. Looking good, buddy. Love it. So the first thing we're going to do, and now that we're back to the Act 1, Act 6, is we're going to come out here. And we have our one Spectre. Let's actually get another one so we can desecrate. Look for our slave drivers and take off our spell echo. And then we're going to resurrect. Oh, can we only have one? I thought we could have two by now. Might be confusing it with a different character. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and get up our summon golem there. So apparently Malevolence isn't actually boosting us. So we're going to go ahead and swap that out. This is something that somebody told me. If somebody else has other information, feel free to add it. But apparently Malevolence is not improving us, and so we don't need to worry too much about that. Okay, let's go ahead and get our zombies up. And then we will additionally be...
Hi, Mr. Llama.
Hi.
Would you say my 21 energy shield, 77 life, 39 fire, 36 cold, and 37 light res Stygian Vice is good, or should I just bender? Trash it?
Yeah, that seems great. That's actually a real question. Got nice life on it and everything. Life and res, man. Like, that's one of the biggest things that we're really going to focus on. So this is like the Den of Evil out here, right? So we're just going to come out here, and our goal is to literally just kill everything out here. And once we do this, we'll also have the ability to go and get some more gems. So this will become like the new library, is Act 6. And so we're going to be changing up our gems a little bit. And once again, just kind of talking again about the gems in general and what it is that we would like. So always careful of little explosions, things, and just make sure we kill everything. Hello, how are you doing? Nice to see you. But overall, you know, like I say, it's Den of Evil. It's not a very difficult area. Just be a little bit wary of boss explosions. Throw your stuff down. Go.
I dunno, Mr. Llama. It seems pretty trash to me. By looking it up on POE Trade, similar rolled vices are only worth like 15 exalts or so.
Yeah. Well, in that case, just trash it. Okay, so we'll kill that. And then we can come here. So now we have Lily, and now that we've completed this quest, we can go chat with her, get our 2 respec points. But she's going to once again offer us a lot of different things. So the first one that we're going to grab is going to be Pride, and this is going to be kind of that replacement for that Malevolence aura, essentially, that we weren't really using. So nearby enemies take at least 15% more physical damage, raising up to 30% as they stay in the aura for 4 seconds. So that's very nice, of course, for us, because we have a bunch of minions that do physical damage, right? So that's going to be helpful. Do I have a Holy Relic? I'm not sure I do right now. I didn't see it, at least. Any damage, spell echo. I do not. So we'll go ahead and grab a Holy Relic as well. This is just grants, right? Life regen, allies to minions. So we like that. Just another little minion to have. Try and go to my list of other things that we're going to want to grab. We'll grab... Cyclone. Don't think we have that one running yet. We will grab... we have Fortify. Might be in an off. There it is. So we've got Fortify, so that's fine. We have Discipline as well. Do we have Skitterbots? It's got to be in my stash somewhere, right? Because that can also be something that we can use with our mana. We have Desecrate, Cast while channeling. Cast while channeling support, perfect. And it's probably good for now. Let's look at our links that we have. Minion damage, elemental army, spell echo, skeletons, feeding frenzy, melee physical, raise zombie. We could get like maim or something. And brutality as well. So these can be additional options for us. So with this, we've now picked up a couple more gems, a couple more support pieces, whatnot. So we're going to be looking for some 4 links to make these things happen. And once again, this might be another instance where we have to come back and adjust our resistances again, or whatever it is, because, oh, we actually want to get XYZ. But essentially, we're going to want Desecrate with Cast while channeling, Cyclone, and Fortify. That's a setup that I was really liking. So we've got our Fortify, our Cyclone, our Desecrate, and our Cast while channeling. Right, so it'll be a green, green, red, blue, and we could actually roll it onto these boots. You can see that they are green, green right here. We can look and see if we've got like a nice green, green, red, blue in here at all. I'm not seeing one at the moment. There's a blue, blue, red, green. Okay, I don't see one. There was one. I see a green, green, blue, blue. Oh, green, green, red, blue. Required level 69 though. We're only 45, so we'll have to wait on that. Okay, so we can take this and we can do that thing that we talked about before. Where we get it to 4 links. Green, green, red, blue. And hey, perfect. And just like that, Cyclone, Desecrate, Cast while channeling, and Fortify. Perfect. And so now we've made a really nice boot, right? So that's always really good. And then we have our Flame Dash and our Arcane Surge. I would totally be fine having a 3rd blue here to put like a faster casting. Just for those future cast of Flame Dash. The first one's instant, but the 2nd and 3rd one have a cast time on them if you do them too quickly. So that could totally be a thing we could do, or we can try and move some other stuff over if we want later, right? And so let's see. This will... Oh, wait. Did I want Desecrate? No. Ah, dang. I wanted blue, blue. I guess you could do it this way as well. So that'll summon it, but I wanted Flesh Offering, actually. So I wanted a blue, blue, green, red, which would be a little bit harder to roll over on this. So we did have a blue, blue, green, red that we went over. It's not a bad boot. I could have sworn we did. Ah, it's still fine. We can mess around with it. So we'll just be exploding stuff on our own. This will be summoning the corpses, and we can just explode it, right? But I will show you guys kind of how that all is going to work later. We have our stone golem and our melee physical. I probably just want to get a 4-link going now so I can kind of get some of this stuff in there. And then we also just want to have something on our offhand with some red slots. So that way we can put our gems. So that's just got the 1 red slot. See if we have another scepter that I can use. Just to have that. Because we're just going to like level these up at the moment. And then we will be using the Pride aura later. So I guess first we can look at some sort of gloves. And maybe getting a new glove going. Those are 57. Okay, well, we don't really need that. So let's go ahead and just do it like this. And now I've got 2 red slots over on that side. And that'll be fine. And then here, we're going to take Malevolence out. And this shield, we could just roll again if we want. As we're just using it for, you know, whatever slots. So let's just come here. And we'll make a red, red. And so now we can have Pride and our stone golem. And then we could also have like the holy relic right here if we want, right? Easy enough. And then we don't need that. We will need Flesh Offering. So actually that'll go in here for now. So we're missing 1, and we've got this kind of green slot over here that we don't really need. So I guess that's going to be our big spot that we need to figure it out. Thank you, Mutz. Red, red, blue, blue, green, green. So we said we want a blue, blue, red, green. And I had that, but I think it was on an armor. Right? Blue, blue, red, green. My armor can be upgraded. I mean, it's an okay armor, but like, yeah. Okay, do we have anything specific that we want? Not really there. Plus to armor. Sure. Oh, required level 47. I didn't see the essence was higher. It's also not a great roll anyways. But we can craft life onto it. So we can just roll around for a couple levels first. And then we'll figure that out. Okay, so we will just put this over here for now. We don't need these 2 gems, so we'll just put them there. Don't need that. We can put that over there. All right, and we'll start with this, and then we'll just kind of keep moving and go from there. So we've got our Pride aura, and I like to set my auras kind of to this off as well over here. And then we've got our skeletons. And we can set this here. So the way that this cast while channeling is going to be working, right, is as I'm spinning, this is going to be creating bodies, but I need to be popping the bodies. So that'll be something, like I say, in the future that we will be messing around with. Is we will set that, so then all we need to do is just cyclone around, and then we are good to go. How am I after my barb run? Did I get some rest? A little bit, yeah. And we'll of course be looking for upgrades to our jewelry, to our, and we have a lot of spots honestly that can be upgraded on our gear. So better gloves will be nice for us. Better, I like our boots honestly. We'll just have to probably like change those colors up a little bit later, but I do like them. A better body armor for sure. Like that's pretty weak. It's just got 26 to life, and you know, dual res. We can definitely get some higher life going on that, and we can even craft it on. So that's something that we'll be looking to be doing in the future there. And let's see. Do we have Convocation actually? I suppose that would be one more skill that we would want. It doesn't look like it. Okay, so we'll be getting Convocation soon as well. This is minus player resistance in here, so be a little careful. So I would definitely say it's around this point, around Act 5, Act 6, that you'll notice that you're really able to just like start getting your character set for what they're going to kind of look like a little bit more endgame, right? In the earlier stages, you're really just like, whatever I kind of find is whatever I have, and that's just going to be that. But once you get to those to the later stages, I feel like you can really do a lot to just improve your character very easily, just by getting your 4-link set, getting all of that stuff. And so that would be my like recommendation there, is really at this point start to spend, you know, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever it is, really just kind of going through and saying, what do I want my character's ultimate build to look like? The final kind of slot to be? Do I want him to have, you know, a red, green, blue? Do I want him to have what, you know, X, Y, Z? Get all of that stuff kind of thought out, and then you can quickly, once you have that, just set up your like plan, and then say, okay, when I have a 4-link here, I'll do this. When I have a 5-link, I will change it to this. When I have a 6-link, I'll change it to this. And then you can just start making those plans. It's really not too bad. And then you are good to go. So we just got our specters, and I believe we're going towards Death Attunement, which is why I didn't have that second specter yet. That's what was confusing me. We should be like right next to it just about though. So we might get it, I think, within a couple levels here. Something like that. Let's see. Or do we have it now? Oh yeah, okay. So we're 1 away from that, which will get us a second specter, which will boost our damage a lot. So we're definitely waiting for that. Okay, so we're gonna come over here, kill that chick. Look at Nessa. There's the Dishonored Queen. Grab the eye. Now I can move forward. What was that? You want your character to be all red and bloody and slamming everything? Love to see a man restrain POE. That would be intense. So in this area, you're just going to go to the top right here. Simple as that. And you just keep working your way up towards top right, pretty much.
Let me teach you the laws of war.
And then just let your dudes do some work. Summon some skeletons for each one of these things to break it. And of course dodge fiery things getting shot at you. Per usual. Nothing too crazy there. And we just have a lot of gems that we need to be upgrading, so we're just constantly doing that. Do you have to redo things once they're already complete? No. So if you, per league, if you do the league mechanic, then it's going to be set for all those characters for you. So that actually makes it a lot nicer. Excuse me, Tane. Is this a metal build? Yes, this is a Necromancer, which they technically nerfed Necromancers, but not enough, in my opinion. They're still really strong. One of the best parts is you can continue to focus on life and strength and all of that stuff, and then most of your damage is coming from your minions as well. So it makes it kind of feel a little safer. Which is nice. But yeah, it's definitely a strong build in my opinion. It has decent clear speed. You can actually do decent against bosses. You definitely need skeletons against bosses. That's one thing. If you're just running like specters and zombies, and then you try and go fight boss groups, your zombies and specters will die, and it can just end up being like, ah, dang. You just sit there and you're like, crap, like now what? I do no damage, and you're running around and you're trying to get corpses. You can summon more zombies because of the corpses, and it just turns into this whole to-do that is kind of rough. So with the skeletons, just being able to raise them wherever, they're super helpful against bosses. Would highly recommend. I eventually recovered from yesterday's stream? Maybe. It's okay. You know. We do whatever.
Fresh
Thank you, E-Trainers. Appreciate that. Welcome. Cool. So now we leveled up. So now we're going to get a boost. Right?
fresh meat.
We got Death Attunement, which gives us increased number of zombies. So first off, we need to, I guess this will give us our corpses. Thank you so much, Packet Loss as well. Where's my... I guess we're just getting a Flame Guardian or something here. Sure, we'll grab one of those for now. So now we have a second one of these. And we're going to get some zombies. We're up to 7 zombies now. And then we can do more skeletons. So perfect. And there's actually a lot of different specters that can be really interesting. So I would definitely say it's worth going and like reading up on it, looking at different guides, looking at which ones, you know, people recommend. Then you can change your builds and adjust them depending on which ones you just like more. Easy as that. Easy as that. So, yeah, I'm just continuing to look for decent items. But really, like, leveling up, it's going to be the biggest thing because I do have a couple things in my stash. And so that's going to be where I'm going to grab, like, a few things from. We are 47, though, which means we can now go and change into that armor. So I wanted to just get to there really quickly, and then we can go and do that. Let's go ahead and head back, because this will be like a different way that our build is kind of playing, and I think it's important to show it a little bit. Melee is 65 to life on the shield, though, right? Very nice. 59 to life. Cold res, light res. Not bad. But that might actually be worth it just for that 65 to life. And you can see it has open suffixes, so we can craft some additional res if needed. Which I think we would need some right there. So we'd have to like look at maybe doing that. And 56 to life on this puppy as well. No open suffix though, right? So this is completely packed out. We would also lose dexterity if we didn't have that. So we can look and see, okay, that's actually not hurting us that bad. But we would drop some res. So we can go look here and see if we want to make a couple shifts around just of these two items, just to see what it's like. Let's sell that as well.
Peace to you.
So let's put our currency away really quick. Put some div cards away, put the fragment away, and then let's go and check out the crafting. Because we're also going to be looking at, where's that armor that we had? We put on our 9, right? We're also going to be looking at this puppy. So let's go to our hideout and see what happens first if we just change out this with this with this. So our resistances go 37, 75, and 69. Just immediately from that, of course, having open suffixes, well, suffix, and then this one we could craft life onto. So that does give us room to add fire res here, but we're still going to be a little short on our light res, and we have no room to craft right there. So we might look at a different amulet first, just as something. But let's move over our items. So Cyclone
to be more lithe for that.
is going to go here. Actually doing that. With Castfall Channeling, Desecrate will be its own thing. And now we want to put Flesh Offering. So this is the 4 link that we want. Obviously, it's in an armor right now. When we get to a 5 link and a 6 link, we're going to shift this over to some boots or gloves or something like that. But for right now, that's where that is. This opens up for a 4 link glove, and we don't have any res on our gloves, so we can actually go and look for a 4 link glove. That's blue. We also have a boot, but we do like our boots. And it's also not bad. So we can look at our groupings here and see. So we could go with blue, red, blue, red, blue, 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 blue. That's got our green there, so we don't need that. So we can look through and just see what we have. There's a blue, 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 blue boot, which isn't bad either. It's got 23% fire res. Okay, so now we're 5169 when we put this back on. And we do have that room for crafting right there. So we could craft up to almost good enough resistances, but just short. Okay, so let's look again at, really quickly, some amulets we potentially have. And, okay. Nothing really right there. 54 to max life on that. Okay. And so we're looking for a blue, blue, blue glove. And this could be the one that works. Okay. So, it's also not bad. Not bad at all. It's got really big. Whatever. Okay, so we can take this and we can go to our currency, and once again we can scour it down. We can just alk it. 18 to light res. Eeh, not great. But it's okay. And it does have an open suffix and or an open prefix, so we could craft light or life onto it if we so chose. So we can move Raise Spectre and all of our stuff over here. And then we need our Flame Dash to go with something there. And so let's take our Pride and our Summon Stone Golem and our Desecrate. That'll be perfect. And now, got our zombies with all that. That's totally fine. Keep that stuff off to the side. And so now we just need to color this to have 2 blues, basically, because we don't need that in those colors. And that'll work. So for now, that will work. And we can actually, obviously, shove like Flame Dash and Arcane Surge over here later. And then we can take these 3 plus another like Maim or Brutality or whatever and buff up our skeletons even more and put that in a 4-link over here, right? So that does give us that option. And now we're just short on fire res. So we can come down here and we can't craft fire res because it already has fire res. Dang. Did we have another one we could craft? We wanted to craft life onto this. It would be nice to craft life onto both of these, but we might just need to craft fire res for now. So that gets us right to 75. And then we will craft life onto this guy. And, you know, you can kind of decide how many alks you want to spend on your life. If you want to go for the big life, this is going to be more of a temporary armor. So I'm just going to use some transmutes. Craft 32 life on it, make it a little bit better. And right now, I could craft like strength onto this for a little more life if I want, but I'm going to leave that socket open just for if I want more pieces of gear changed out later, right? That'll be the biggest, the biggest like reasoning for all of that. And we'll take this and put these things over here for now. Cool. Is chat broken? Yes. Totally. Cool. So now we can go back out here. And like I said, double check. Cool. We've got our res all the way maxed. We need to resummon our specters. So we can actually do that in here. And I'm going to take Spell Echo support out first. Summon one. Summon a second one. And now Spell Echo, so they have Spell Echo.
Let me.
Hey Dan, how's it going? And now we can change this over to... Oh, this is alt. Okay. So let's make alt... Nothing. I mean, I don't want to have this clear this slot. Okay. So let's take Summon Skeletons, make this Cyclone, and make this Summon Skeleton. So now you're going to see this right here.
Fresh
Okay.
meat.
Gosh dang it, missed it. How did you do with the barb?
Not great. So this is kind of a new twist on this character. And this is very important. Thank you, Doctor, though. Appreciate that. Right. Because it makes you go, wait a second, are you a melee character or what's going on exactly, right? Why are you a spin to win character now? And what's happening is we are popping corpses. We're using Castfall channeling, and as we channel with Cyclone, right, we're going to be casting Flesh Offering, which consumes a corpse, which empowers your minions with swiftness. The skill consumes other nearby corpses, blah, 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 right? We're also getting Fortify when we hit stuff with our Cyclone. And so basically all we have to do is just jump around and then spin, and that'll pop corpses, which will be buffing our people, which is all good, right? Exactly what we're trying to do. So once one thing dies, then we're good to go. So we can just spin to win on the side. We can hit stuff a little bit, and it'll all be great. And then additionally, what we'll want to do is we will want to grab a claw that gives us plus to life for every time we hit something. And then we can sit there, and every time we hit something, we're gaining a life back. And so it becomes this like lifesteal build where we're getting our fortify and popping our corpses and all of that, while letting, of course, our minions do all of that. Oh, and the last thing that we're going to want is Convocation, which I will be grabbing shortly. And so that's going to be helpful for like targeting and stuff. Thank you, BB Saint. So let's actually go back and grab that. Mwah. Yeah, I have Pride, and then I was gonna grab my summon Skitterbots. I forgot Lily moves up there. We also have our Pantheon, so let's go ahead and just turn on this right here. The Pantheon is just like some small bonuses. While stationary, gain 2% additional physical damage reduction every second up to a maximum of 8%. So it's just like a couple things like that. We're going to be getting more of those and then changing them out a little bit later. Uh-oh. We're laggy today. No, still laggy. Hate when it does that. Connect with the server. Okay, there we go. So, Convocation is going to be right here. And so this summons or recalls all of the minions that are following you to your location, right? So it's going to bring them all right back to us. And this is kind of the problem now with having this blue, blue, green, green over here. Thank you, Polyrhythm. Even though I really love these boots, is it gives us this issue where now we kind of have this spare blue, and we have to decide where are we putting this at the moment, right? Because I do want to have it, and it might just be something that, you know, we just like switch over to these boots right here, just for this, just to have them. We can craft some life onto those if we want, or yeah, because we probably want to get more blue slots at the moment until we eventually switch it out. And like we could even like get rid of our stone golem right now if we wanted. But yeah. So let's look and see what this does to our res. 75, 74, 59. So that would be dropping those. We do have an open slot, of course, on our shield. Right? So we can craft some light res onto it. Or we can craft dual res. 75, 74, 59. So we really just need the light res there. So at 59, we just need to craft basic. And so now we're 75, 74, 75. Which is decent. And then we can put our flame dash and our arcane and our convocation as well over here. And we can also grab a faster casting. See if I have one in here. Nope. Okay. So we'll go back to Lilith.
That would just make life complicated.
Purchase. Faster casting support. And now we can cast those things a little faster. Easy as that. And we'll keep these boots on the side because I really do like them. And then we will once again go back. And we can add life onto it. And again, these are like decent boots. So we'll craft okay life onto them. And save our like better life for later. Cool. So now we have Convocation. I'm going to set that over... Where is it? There it is. We'll put this in our stone golem, and we just need to get our corpses. So if you do want to like desecrate or whatever, okay, I need to clear this slot. Let's go ahead and put this, and then get our zombies going. Cool. Perfect. Okay. Oh yeah, we lost our TP because we had a laggy game. So we'll just run through really quickly. So now what this does is this allows me to summon all of my minions to me, and you can see it has a cooldown on it. But it's super helpful because there's going to be so many times where you jump ahead. Hey, mums. The highlight feature doesn't work on my chat for some reason, so I don't even understand why it exists for like I'm using Twitch's literal chat and it fails to work. So it doesn't show up as a highlight at all. It literally just shows like as a message. It just says above it like somebody redeemed a message or something, but it doesn't highlight it in any way. So it's almost worse. And if you at me with it, then I especially won't see it. So you can see, like, let's say that I'm running ahead here and I don't have my minions on me and I really want them right there. I can just press D, Convocation, and now I've summoned all my minions right to me. And it's super, super, super helpful. Absolutely love having it. And that'll be really nice with like boss fights, with getting yourself, you know, oh, you're in trouble and you want to bring stuff over to you. Like, I didn't think it would be that important. And then I kind of played around with it for a little bit, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is actually super important. Because if you're just in like a tough spot and stuff is starting to converge on you, you want to have monsters around you to basically save your life, right? Like in there, you want them to become the focus and all of that. You don't want to be dealing with all that stuff. So let them kind of handle all that. Then you just kind of run forward. So very easy. And like I say, once you just get the build going, once you get these builds going, things just make a lot more sense. It gets a lot easier to play. And I don't know. For me, it just like once I started to see the build kind of come together a little bit, when it was all just like theory at first, it was like, okay, whatever's happening, you know, is happening. And now we can also start to look at where else we want to go. If we want to go up and into Cruel Preparation potentially, that could definitely be a thing, which also gives us 5 to all elemental res, which is nice. So maybe go there. Or we can start working our way over here towards like Righteous Army, Minion Attack, Purity of Flesh. So let's actually go towards Purity of Flesh, because that'll add some Chaos Res as well.
Not you. For my life and my work, I shall not suffer this humiliation again.
So summon up your skeletons. And another really nice thing that you can do, obviously be careful right here. Another really nice thing that you can do is you can pre-drop some corpses. Like, let's say this is an area like this where corpses don't exist. You can pre-drop corpses so that way you can actually get something to proc there. So that's really nice. Biggest thing there is that's the same as like the Brutus fight and whatever. You're just kind of watching out for him flying across and, you know, hooks and him slamming the ground and stuff. So it's the same sort of idea as before, right? You're just going to be running around, And in boss fights like that, your biggest thing is going to be just avoiding getting hit. Because that is just how you die in this game, is you get hit by a big slam, right? That's just like Path of Exile. The best way to die is to be standing, trying to be dodging something, whatever it is, and then you just get hit by a giant slam, and you're like, oh, I didn't even see it. I would say that's like the earlier ways to die. Once you get like really good and you know all the slams, then like you're gonna die more often from, you know, whatever, multi-shot, reflect, whatever, things like that. Didn't see that monster, didn't see whatever stuff. But a lot of this game, in my opinion, definitely comes down to just big slam hits. And so being able to play a build like this where you can, one, kind of have your minions aggro, but then additionally you can run away and be in a different spot, ends up just being so much better. And you can focus on just watching the boss, watching for when he lifts his hand, all of that stuff. Because that was definitely something I noticed, was I was struggling with that when I was playing, and playing like melee builds or playing builds that didn't always have, you know, it's just like when I first started playing and I didn't really know a lot about the game. It was very easy to just get crushed by something, and you go like, what killed me? I didn't even see. And somebody goes, oh, it's obvious, didn't you look? He did this big wind up and then he hit you. And it's like, oh, well, I wasn't watching his wind up. I was busy watching like my character and, you know, my position of that, and then like getting my skills off on him and all of these things. And so the more that you can play builds like this, I think the better it is early on, just so you can sit down and watch a character and go, oh, that's what it is. Now I see him winding up. Now I see the blades on the ground or whatever it is. Like Duresso, I literally did not see the sword spinning, and I have no clue how I didn't see them, but there's just, you know, this game has a lot of visual effects. That's one thing that you might notice when playing this game. There's a lot of visuals, and it can be very easily overwhelming to the eyes, and it can be very easy to just completely, you know, miss it. I hate how every streamer plays Summoner, Cyclone, Necro, but doesn't know it's actually bad. I think it's great. I don't know what you mean it's actually bad. Like I said, what I really like about this build is, one, it allows you to focus on survivability, which in this league is super important. I think that's something that is, you know, under whatever, considered a little bit. It locks you in an animation. It's really slow. Well, no, it doesn't, because you can flame dash right when you're in the middle of it. So it's not like you're locked in until you finish it. Like, you can literally just, whenever you want, you just flame dash through. So I can always flame dash out of it or shield charge or whatever I want. So that's, you know, I don't feel like it locks me in at all. I can play good. I can get my fortify off. I can, you know. I really like it. I think it's a great build. I think it works well for newer players as well. So there's also a lot of different skills that I haven't exactly, in support that I haven't fully gone over yet. And you can really make a lot of choices depending on how you want to play it. And that's kind of the nice thing, is you do have a lot of options when building this character out a little bit. So the first ones will be like, do I want melee splash? Do I want multi-strike? Do I want maim? Do I want brutality? You know, all of this stuff. Do I want to run with my specters and being meat shield, and, you know, like, or do I want them to be damaged? Really, you get a lot of nice options. So I would definitely say, look at, you know, really kind of look around and try and consider the different things, and then choose from there. And you might not always know what to choose, and that's totally fine. Oops. But it has a lot of options, and so you can play with different monsters being a little more aggressive, or a little more tanky, or a little more whatever it is. So makes it nice and easy. And I still go around and I like to pick up little pieces of currency, just because it is solo self-found, and I find that that's one of the things that can really be nice. It's just having currency, easy as that. And once again, we're still just going to continue down. We're going to go into Purity of Flesh just to get more of that life. We also get some Chaos Res there, and we can consider throwing down these 2 nodes as well. I don't know if 100% I'll do it. I'll at least get these 2, but I might get those as well, just because Chaos Resistance is a little more important in this league. Yeah, and I normally don't like playing Summoner characters, but I do think it works pretty well in POE. I think they've done Summoners pretty well. I think multiple things. One, the ability to like carry your specters between games is nice. Having like your skeletons able to just kind of be summoned anywhere is really nice. It feels like things move pretty fluidly with you. I don't know. Like I think they just did a good job with the summoner overall. I feel like in a lot of games, summoners feel so different from any other character. And I kind of like that it doesn't feel as different in this game compared to like other builds. Kind of enjoy that a little bit. Hey Arthur, how you doing? Yeah, I'm playing a witch that is ascended to a necromancer. Let's go ahead and go sell some stuff. 39 to max life, 23 to life. It's okay, a lot of strength. 22 max life with dual res. Okay, once again, not great. 67 to max life is nice on that. 13 to all attributes is also pretty nice with the additional dex. I like it when it has the additional attributes and stuff on it. So that's not terrible. That's okay, but we've got better there. We'll sell all of that. Oops. And our essences to our essence tab, div to div.
Hello.
Stay sharp, Adam.
Cool.
Stay sharp.
And let's see, what do we want right here? I kind of want to grab this because I'm going to probably want to move to a blue, blue, red, red at some point here. And you can see this is strength and int, right?
Farewell.
It's also a blue, blue, red, green, which is blue, blue, green, red. +1 to level of socketed minion gems. That's nice. We are no life on it and small res, but we can craft life onto it. But the +1 to level of minion gems could be really nice. That would make it so we wouldn't be running this anymore, and we would run it blue, blue, red, red though. But that does give us an option of a helm. Yeah, and it has an open prefix for life, exactly. So it's really not terrible at all. We would lose some res going for it though. So once again, we just have to kind of like figure out how we're going to be pushing res a little bit somewhere else. Go up to the beacon. Thank you, space. So lots of open options for you. Lots of open options. And so when I am out here and I am fighting, right? If you're looking for kind of my how do you generally fight and clear and all of that stuff, the biggest thing I'm gonna do is just jump in and
Hey, Sport
and
running the
convocate.
front page the day after a man
Hey.
versus stream must be tough.
It's rough.
Keep up the great content, champ.
Thank you. Appreciate that. So I'm gonna jump in. That's mishead. And I'm going to convocate on top of the guys because that's going to draw all of the aggro right there. And then I'm going to immediately kind of spin, and I like to spin on the edges because I do like to. Oops. Pretty flesh. I do like to hit something so I can get that fortify proc, right? Just to get that damage reduction going. It's really nice. So I kind of like to spin there and then keep spinning, but start spinning away from stuff so that way I don't die. And then I can always circle back around into something that I really want to kill, or if there's like a rare monster or something that needs to die, I can like spin back onto it there. And then also I have my skeletons that I can summon at any point. And so that's like a big, if there's additional stuff that needs killing. You can see that my zombie inspectors pretty much are killing most everything. Yeah, I find this build really satisfying, right? Like my zombies inspectors are mostly getting the job done. So I'm not even having to worry about sitting there and casting whatever it is. You know, casting skeletons for every single thing that I want to kill. But, you know, maybe like right here I'll cast some skeletons because then they can go off and kill some things. Or you can just kind of spin around here. Make sure everything's blowing up. Something that you'll also want to be looking for when I'm doing those like Val side areas, I just remembered this, is Val Molten Shell. That'll be something that will be really helpful. Is there any reference or link for this build? You know, I don't really have. I should make one. I don't have one exactly. I'm kind of just taking all of the different summoner builds that I've looked at and my own personal experience playing them and what I like, and just kind of like combining it here. So this is that. You can look at my profile, of course, and you can just copy that kind of going over. So that is another way to possibly do it. But I don't have like a perfectly built out guide. I haven't worked a lot in like Path of Building in the way of building guides or anything yet. Yeah, I've got one, mighty hope. But that's why I'm like making this video and kind of walking through, and this is, you know, I find that this is best used as like a play along, right? So you sit down and you fire this video up, and then you create your character, and then literally just like play it with me. Easy as that. Light the beacon, touch that, and then you can jump down here and sail. So one of the biggest things, first we're going to like go through this area and then we're going to do the boss fight. One of the biggest things about this boss fight that I can say is do not panic. And this is something that I've definitely like panicked here. Did the Dolphins beat the Patriots? I thought it was like 10-10. So on this boss fight, it's like the walls close in around you, and there's like stuff jumping, and you're in a tight space. And the easiest thing to do is to just freak out and run around like a madman and get caught in a bunch of stuff. And it's awful. But if you just sit, and I'll explain the fight a little bit before we jump into it, you'll find that, oh, it's actually really not that bad. And then, yeah. And then it'll be easy. And you'll have a way higher chance of survival. So, highly recommended that you don't panic in it. See, so like this is an example of a guy that I might cast some skellies on because he just like wasn't quite going down. Needed a little help getting there. Pat's lost. Goodbye. Nope. Poor Pats. Just had such a tough decade. Did I go the wrong way? Ah, there we go. Two decades. Good point. So yeah, so here's going to be this fight.
Such a fine
Okay.
example of womanhood.
So we'll go ahead and set these up. We'll set up some corpses.
Or my husband. You see, His
And so
Majesty could never
only
be
the
satiated on his
lightning
wedding day by one
explosions
magic.
really matter. The waves
Thank you,
don't matter
my
at all,
sister.
really.
I shall always treasure your company.
Okay, so first he's gonna slam, so just kind of like avoid his slam. Then he comes in the middle. And so now he's gonna put lightning. These things right here, that's all you need to really worry about. So just get somewhere that you can like see stuff and you can just stand. You can literally just chill. Put your skeletons up. Let them smack him again. And then the waves, I don't even care about the waves. I'm literally just avoiding his lightning hits. And you can just chill. And don't panic. Because it's going to be in your like brain that you need to panic. And you're just going to be freaking out and like going everywhere and doing everything. And you don't need to. You can literally just stand still. And whenever there's a lightning underneath you, you just move away from it. And then you're good. And that's that.
Born of ocean's
That's
mire,
it. You beat Act 2.
and death washed clean of dark
Or Act
Relic.
6, I mean. Sorry. Now you get this as well. Which is a nice one. You can't be stunned if you've been stunned or blocked by stunning hit in the past 2 seconds. So that makes it like super easy. And if you panic, you'll start going in the water and you'll start taking all this dot damage, and it's just this like horrible thing.
What'll I do now?
And you don't want that.
Fare you well.
So
Be well.
yeah, no panic is best for sure.
Remember, turn your back for the barest moment.
But I know, because I know the first time I did it, and even after like the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth time, I was just freaking out the whole time I was playing it.
Let me tell.
And I was like, man, I need to just chill, you know. Okay, so now that we've got Purity of Flesh right here and stuff, like I say, we can either continue grabbing more of these life nodes. It's totally fine, especially on hardcore, to do so, and I'll probably come back for it. But we're also going to move towards these nodes right in here. And some people like to grab Spiritual Aid, and they like to go here and around here towards this. Other people like to go here and not grab Spiritual Aid. I think it's personal preference. So you can kind of look through those and see what you want to do. We will just grab it in the little like early shape, basically. Dun, dun. Finally get to watch the stream. Always come from YouTube. Well, welcome. So we'll go ahead and go here. We need to get our zombies up again.
I need more mana.
Okay, and we've got our specters and cool. And that was Act 6. So not too bad. I'm sure I'm missing some of the like skill points that you can gather as you play through. I don't always remember all of them, and then when I get to the end, I just do /passives, and it'll show you what passives you're missing that have all of the skill points, and then you can go, oh, okay, and then you just go and like do them, and then you're fine. But if you want to get them along the way, because it is a little more life and stuff like that, you totally can. And these can be good places to throw down like extra skeletons and stuff. Just because they're going to do a lot of damage. I use a guide that gets all the passives and trials. Yeah, and that's probably the best way to do it. You can also at any point just type /passives and it'll show you which passives you got. And then you can literally just like open up a you know, guide or whatever, and it'll tell you like the full list of them. And then you can say, okay, I'm missing this in Act 1, this in Act 3, this in Act 4, whatever. Oh, I'm lag. Oh my god. Oh, please hope you're alive. Ugh. And that happens sometimes, so you gotta be careful. Hardcore killer, right? Finished in Act 2, man. It was rough. Oh, okay. Behind her. Okay, back to the crossroads. So, yeah, that can happen. That happens on my computer more than other people's, I feel like. I don't use a logout macro. So sometimes when I'm entering a zone like this, it's just like super laggy. And then if I just like leave and then enter the zone again, then it's fine. And I can't explain why. It's just like some sort of, it doesn't connect with the server very well or something scenario. Did the dark side get me? Like, no. Okay, bring everything over here. I'd definitely say like adding a little more damage right now would be nice. Also, there's a ton of different mechanics like getting sulfite and going delving, and there's all sorts of things like this that exist, right? They've just like incorporated them into the game, and so you just get more and more as the game goes on. More and more just like things that get added into the game. And so it can be very confusing. Feel free to engage with as many or as few of these as you would like. Each one is kind of its own specific thing. Delving can be a great way to get like currency and stuff. You know, Blight has the oils, which can be really nice. You know, like they've all got their own boosts. The Bestiary has all of those crafts, which we really like that. So, you know, I think that's a really good one to engage with, just for getting that boost. But it can be a little confusing, so like be careful with some of them. Like metamorphs can be really rippy. They can just like wreck your face, and it can be really hard to see because it's black on black on black with black and stuff. So, you know, just like be careful and decide what you want to do and what you don't. But you don't have to engage with any of them to beat the game, play through the game. So it's really up to you. I think that's one of the biggest things. A lot of people might be like, oh, do I have to go and beat all of this to get a quest or whatever it is, but no. Oh no!
Do not worry, little beast. Do not worry, little beast. We are friends.
Trip to number 6. Level 98 death. Oof. Painful.
Off you go, little beast. Away.
Painful, painful. So now we need to go this way and go right, yeah? That sounds right. Don't understand the random spammers today. Weird. Red maps is, we got a little ways till then. Always avoid circles. If it graphically looks like something that could kill you, be careful. That is always my word of advice there. Run, yes. Run away. Do not engage things that are fiery and explodey and all of that stuff. They're generally going to kill you.
Go
So
with courage.
be careful. Okay, let's see. So this right here could be like a nice weapon to have on the hand. You see how it's 40 life gain for each enemy hit by attacks? That's going to be really nice, right? Because I'm going to be hitting enemies. And so that'll be getting me that boost every single time. So it is 105 dexterity, which I'm at 72. So it is a little high in dexterity for us. But claws are nice. And that's some good, pretty good life gain right there. And now we can work our way up into here and get Righteous Army and Redemption. Yeah. All right. Find a way into the den. Talk to Sin. All right. Let's go chat with Sin.
Remember, here are ways. Ooh, Hank.
Dun, dun, dun.
Go with courage.
Okay. So we need to go to the crib. Perfect. There we go.
Time to sub to this wonderful streamer PogChamp.
Thank you, PPP. So you can always do that if you are ever lost. You can literally just click and it'll highlight where you need to go. Right, so I was like, oh wait, do I actually need to be in the crypt right now? I think I do, but I'm not 100% certain. You just click on it. And then you're good. It'll tell you. Easy as that. Easy as that. And so my damage is also a little low because I did have a lot of those gems were like level 1. And some of them I could probably have picked up at other places to get a slightly higher level. But as those improve, the damage will go up. And then also I want to, like I was talking about before, kind of change my links around and get a little more like damage on my links here. So maybe go into that red, blue, blue zombie. just to add a little more damage. Because right now it's blue, 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 and like minion speed, I could definitely do without. Minion damage would be nice, but I could throw a red over minion speed for sure. Try and just boost the physical damage. Also, you'll notice that I'm short 1 Spectre right now, so whenever that happens, we can just come here, and I guess we'll just grab a Vault Guardian for now.
Fresh meat.
Thank you very much, Permitted. Welcome. How are you doing? But you'll definitely notice how, like, it feels like our damage is slowing down a tiny bit, right? Okay, so now we've got our stuff anyways. We're just killing stuff. Over here, find a way into the den. So now we've got Malagaro's map, so we can go put that in that map device. It's not bad. A little bit low life. So we'll go back to the chamber. And insert the map. And this is your first experience with like what a map looks like, I believe, in the game. So basically maps are this, right? They're going to be, you get like 5 portals into it, and they're their own just kind of like zone that you can run into. And go and fight stuff, and then there's like a boss at the end of each map. And when you kill the boss, you've completed that map, essentially. So normally it has to do with that atlas that I showed you guys before, and kind of boosting that, right? Improving, working towards the end of it. But really just like great places for like farming, and this is your like end game content in POE. Obviously this one isn't end game, but it's kind of the idea. Yeah, like Summonerist and Diablo. 6 portals? Oh, yes. Did I say 5? 6 portals. And so I'm really just convocating often here. And this is a bleed area, so I want to check and see. I don't have her removes bleed right now. So I definitely need to be careful. As you can see that I'm bleeding a lot in this area, as most things here inflict bleed. So we're just going to cast our corpses on the ground, bring up some... Ow! Ooh, painful. I stood right in the way of that. So always watch for bosses. Unlike me right there. So his is pretty obvious in that he takes a long time, but you have to be like watching him.
Good day.
You have to be watching him. Whew. Painful. Okay, and now we grab the key, and then always the same thing. Follow the waypoint here to get to your next area. Did I get a logout macro yet? Nah. We're just straight clicky click.
Just in time.
There's also a lab down here.
Just in time.
So, what happened to hydration bot? I don't know. It just like comes and goes, and I don't think I ever did anything with it. It just existed. Hunter death, click exit to be careful, select slower than logout macro. Yeah, I mean, it just sometimes the logout macro like doesn't work or whatever, and it'll actually be like a longer logout. I don't know. Definitely my least favorite part of online only games. Getting kind of at the mercy of the servers a little bit.
Just in time.
Or you die while you still have life. Exactly. Like in our case. I lost my character with all my life still, basically. Ow. Man, bears hit hard. Tell you what. Bears hit hard. So you can see that generally following the roadway in most areas is going to be enough. It's going to get you where you need. And you know, and then if not following the road, it's generally just going like up, down. You know, it's like going in a 90 degrees from it, and that'll generally be it. Okay, we'll keep working towards that. And there you go. Not too bad. And keep forward. Yeah, I definitely want to be boosting my damage here soon. Because you can feel when your damage starts to fall some. I have Feeding Frenzy on my skeletons and Feeding Frenzy on my zombies. So I have them on 2 different slots. And by the way, if you are watching from the front page and enjoying, feel free to come on over. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're enjoying the stream. And here's like a noble claw again, right? So if I wanted to grab a claw and then roll it, totally do it with that. And there's the Dread Thicket. We will go ahead and leave a TP by the Dread Thicket, as we'll be coming back to that area. Forward. Go to the causeway. Okay. And not like it, so we're good. There's also a passive point, I believe, here. If I'm not mistaken. But for now, we'll just go and grab the waypoint. And then we can go back to our TP and do the Dread Thicket. Wonder why everyone's so interested in links for the orbs. Yeah, of course. Hopefully I can explain some things about the game to make it a little bit easier to understand. I know it's confusing. This might be the most confusing game out there right now on the market. Definitely one of, at the very least. I mean, I don't play a ton of games, but like, you can have thousands of hours in this game and still be confused about a ton of things. It's not that confusing. The amount of things that can, I don't know, I think this. Also, the way that they introduce it isn't the friendliest. And I think that's what can also make it harder. A lot of things just kind of exist, and then you're like, what does this do? And it doesn't tell you, and you're like, okay. So this dude is very scary. You need to be careful of those ghosts, of him charging. He can do a lot of damage. So there's a bunch of like little gray ghosts that kind of fly around, and they will just wreck your face. So be careful there, please. This is a Necromancer. We're level 53 at the moment. Okay, we'll grab those soon. We still need to get the rest of the fireflies. Those are pretty decent. No life though. Wow. There you go. So I love those boots. And there's open suffixes, so I can craft some res on it. We'll probably look at using those. Probably look at using that. And then let's see what this is. Increase cold damage. Doesn't do anything for us.
Be well. Farewell.
And then here we can grab some boots as well, and so we could look at grabbing those blue, red, reds, or whatever sort of links we think we're gonna have.
Farewell.
And let's grab the
Till
necklace.
next time shall we keep safe.
And let's grab our rewards as well. Make sure you always come back and grab rewards if you miss them. Okay, Righteous Army. And also not bad, and it has open prefix for crafting life if we wanted, so this would be dual res with 20. But these boots are definitely more dope. So this is 80 life, and then strength is also additional life for us. And then 30% move speed. So pretty big boost right there. And then they are the blue, red, like I was talking about. So let's go ahead and do this. Cool. Cool. Remember, you can't overcraft that. And so now we have a blue, red. So let's take our zombie with minion damage, feeding frenzy. Let's get rid of minion speed on them. And let's take... we want maim. 20% more physical, 30% chance to maim on hit. 40% more physical, no chaos, no elemental, but it's just zombies. Let's go ahead and put brutality right there. We also have melee physical damage, 40% more physical, which we have over here. So that's I mean, I guess that would be good on our zombies. They'd both be good, honestly. So we can take that. I guess since we're running with our zombies more, we can do that. So we'll put our zombies with the melee physical. And now we can shift this up if we would like up to here. Flame Dash, Arcane Surge, Convocation, and faster casting. So we really don't need these in a 4-link right there. I'd rather move these over here and then move my zombies or my skeletons up to a 4-link as well. So let's look at helms and see what we have. We have that, which could totally be fine in that spot. We have this, which is really nice because it's got quad res and plus to level of socketed gems. And that's a blue, blue, red, red. So that could actually be pretty nice. And in that case, we could go melee physical with zombie, feeding frenzy, and then we could put maim in there. Or brutality. I kind of like maim. And then we can put our skeleton with brutality, minion damage, feeding frenzy. We can put that over there. We could also put fortify in here as well. But yeah, the zombies in the helm is going to be better for us. And now that opens this up, so we go Flame Dash with Arcane Surge. I do want Convocation. Faster casting I don't care that much about. Let's put those away for now. So we can roll this to blue, blue, blue. Let's see if we can find if I have any good claws in here. There's that one. Might just have to grab a claw node later. Yeah, we might just grab a claw node, or a dexterity node later, I mean. Okay, we've got that. Because, yeah, we're just missing that Convocation right now. Ooh, let me also look and see if I have skitterbots in here somewhere. I do. Requires a level 60, though. So we can, I guess, grab that for later. We also have that Holy Relic that we'd kind of want. Did I manage to sleep well? Ah, you know. Arcane Surge isn't worth keeping. Yeah, we could probably just get rid of Arcane Surge and put Flame Dash. Or, just have it on the side for now. It's not a terrible idea. Okay, so now we're just gonna grab some blue, 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 blue. And this way we can level up our gems still on this side. Okay, so I'm in speed. I don't need Arcane Surge leveling at all. Increased duration. Blood magic could be good for specters later. And that could be nice for like throwing with fortify or something, but I guess we'll put that there. Okay. Cool. This is Path of Exile. So let's go back in the Dread Thicket. And let's make sure we have the right stuff. And get our pride going, get that going. Okay. And we just need to finish getting these fireflies. More over here, maybe in the middle. Let's see chat without any prerequisites. Yeah, I don't really, I mean, so I understand, but I also like hate it, right? Some streamers are like, you have to follow first to chat, or you have to, you know, whatever first to chat. And a lot of times that's because there's just so many people that come in and just abuse it in like a dumb way. And it really kind of sucks, you know? So it's like, if you don't have follow only on, then you get a bunch of people who come in and just like keep making accounts and spamming awful things. Or you have people who, you know, are just like bots will come in and just freak out and whatever. But like, the thing is, if you have mods who are mildly active, if you, you know, take care of, like, if you just do it the once in a blue moon, because it's not like every single day it's happening, right? It's just like, it'll happen, and then when it does, you just turn on follow only mode for that time, or whatever it is, and then when it's over, you turn it off, and then you're fine. And, you know, and like, that's it. But I feel like a lot of people, maybe I did want to go that way. We'll see. A lot of people kind of like freak out as if it's their like, they go, I just don't want to deal with it. And then they never have to deal with it. But then, yeah, then it just kind of, you go in there and it's like, I don't know if I want to follow you yet. You don't get to chat though. So. Have a sub only January program. We definitely have gone the wrong way here, haven't we? It's okay. Happens. I'm used to this map being left to right. Oh, more areas to kill things.
And during December, your message will only be seen if you sub to Llama.
It's not true. Not true at all.
I remember the time Mr. Llama put it in sub-only mode. The best part was when you must be subscribed to Mr. Llama SC to hear the rest of this message.
Don't listen to them. They're just giant trolls. My chat is all troll. Not a single one of them is serious about anything. That is a guarantee. Something like that.
Join my army of the dead.
And now back to the regular non-sub content.
No. Not quite like that. I love how the map doesn't stay discovered, but the items stay on the ground. It's interesting. Do I think POE view is too close? I think they could zoom it out a little bit, for sure.
Is this Path of Diablo?
Yeah, kinda, something like that. We'll go with sure. Why not? Alright, there's a book over there. Books are usually good things to go towards. So let's run towards the book. So, anyways, for the third time, we're gonna come here. We killed, we got all the fireflies.
Hello, Mr. Llama
Hi,
SC.
monkey.
This
Now I
is your
can move
Twitch
forward.
agent again. I understand you have been having some technical difficulties. The technicians tell me that it is because of a problem when converting from sub-only mode to cheer-only mode. I understand that is still your intention for January. Talk to you later.
It's not the intention. Okay, we are max res. Just double checking. Always good to double check small things like that. And we are just grabbing and going. So now we can go down here. There's like 10 levels, it feels like, of this area. So just keep running, killing spooters, doing all that stuff. Also, around this point, I would definitely say I could start moving towards like 1 life flask if I wanted. And then like 3 utility flasks. That's kind of personal preference.
The reason your net keeps dropping is due to the lack of Cheerios.
Is that what's going on? It's the Cheerios? You're out. Have a good one. Well, I'll have to go buy some more. Solve that problem. So yeah, at this point, we're just gonna keep going down many levels of stairs. Keep just leveling up, getting your experience. I feel like there's not a lot to add on, except you'll notice that my like specters aren't doing as much damage right now, and that's because I do just have some random specters raised. So what I'll actually do is I'll go back and get my slave drivers again, because they're really just like a nice boost to my DPS. So this is kind of like, you can see a little bit, you know, if you're running like a Spectre build and you don't have very strong Spectres themselves, how much that actually will affect you. So let's go ahead and head back home really fast. We'll sell some things.
Yes.
And I guess we can check this guy out. It's got nice res on it. No open modifiers though. And no life or anything there. So we can sell those.
If you can.
We'll go ahead over here. I'm actually going to grab these life and chaos nodes just because I feel like getting a little more chaos res. And then getting some life there as well isn't terrible. And then we can start working our way down here. We do have devotion and stuff for more life. And yeah, so we'll just start working our way down. We can work our way towards Juggernaut as well if we'd like. We can work towards towards like Diamond Skin, like go through this little area. There's some really nice life nodes over here that aren't too bad at all. And we could also go straight down through here to get to those also. So it really depends how you want to build it.
I greet you. Remember
Okay.
to live.
So let's put this currency away. And then we will adjust our dudes. So let's go to our hideout. And in your hideout, what BYD? LSU killed it? Oh no, I don't have my dudes. Okay, so I will go back to Act 5. And we will go out to the control blocks. And every area is going to have your different things that you're going to use for whatever. So then I'm going to come here. I'm going to get my slave driver. I'm going to make sure my spell echo is off. I'm going to resurrect the slave driver there. And we'll come over here and we'll do the same thing. And we'll get the second slave driver. And we can put it back. Okay, so now we have our 2 slave drivers. National game. That's right. It was crazy. It's crazy. Okay, so now we have our better specters. And we should see a large increase in damage. You can see that they have that like
Fresh meat.
HIIIII friendo.
well. So it's really nice. Hello Wang, how you doing? Yeah, we lost hard. We lost Man vs. Stream hard. Probably our worst loss we've had. It was rough.
What up, llama? Front
What up?
page again. Big surprise, cheeky smiley face. Also,
How's it
today
going?
was my first official stream.
Nice.
Had
How'd turret
issues
go?
with OBS, but I figured it out. Colon.
Well, good for you. We're glad that you switched over from Streamlabs to Twitch. I don't even know what Streamlabs on and streaming really, like, how it worked. It was really weird. I wanted to watch, and then it would put me in a voice channel, and I was like super confused. Or Discord, I mean. Sorry, not Streamlabs. Streamlabs also has their streaming thingy, but yeah, Discord is what I meant. Streamlabs has like a Streamlabs OBS, but that's different from what I'm trying to refer to here. So this boss has some chaos damage, so you gotta be a little careful. Really just look for spider, cast your skeletons there, and then avoid chaos. These things all will shoot a lot of chaos damage. So that's the biggest thing you gotta avoid. There's gonna be a lot of like lines and stuff, but generally just standing next to this guy as well isn't the best idea, so it's generally good to like move around a little bit. And I'd say that's true for most bosses in this game. Is like, if you're standing still, you're generally going to just lose and die. A lot of bosses, like even Kitava and stuff, their AI works on like a delay, and so if you're in an area and they're like doing a whole like animation cuts whatever thing, when it comes back it'll like go to hit where you were, and so often moving just a little bit can help you a lot. Okay, so we want to use Soul of Gruthkul, additional physical damage for each hit, up to a maximum of 5. I like that one a lot. I'm gonna switch over to these two. Yeah, face taking in POE is often discouraged. But it is even more so, like I'm saying, it's not just face taking, but it's also the idea of if you are even just like standing in the same sort of spot and you think, oh, okay, well, he's not aiming there now, like he might already be winding up his next attack for it. So that's the biggest thing I can note about it. And yeah, you can see how much like just having these specters helps my damage here. It really does a lot for me. And so we'll keep leveling up. Hopefully, you know, we can work towards eventually getting a 5-link here soon. If not, that's okay. Like a 4-link can still take you pretty far. You can go, you know, decently okay into maps on 4 links and 5 links and stuff. So never feel like you need to have to have that 6-link or even that 5-link all the time. A lot of times it's totally fine to just
Be well.
chill on
Good luck to you.
it, get a little later. And then it's always good, once again, to look at items like this and say, would I want like a blue-green chest or something, right? Because that's already pre-linked and it's decent level and all of that. And so you can just look and see if that's something that you'd want additionally. So for me, like, I love my boots right now. And once again, we can still craft a res onto those boots. So we do have max res thanks to our helm. But our helm also doesn't have any life, right? And so let's say that I want to add some life here instead. And I think, okay, I don't need that +1 to socketed gems, and I want to add life, right? I find a good helm, and it's like, that's not great, but, you know, we find one that's like 80 to life and blah, 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 whatever. We could totally, you know, that's got room for life on it, right? We could totally roll this into red, red, blue, blue. Throw that in there. We're still actually getting the +1 level of socketed gems. We get some life added onto it as well. And then we could have, you know, craft onto this. So there's totally a lot of room to mess around and do different things. Once again, depending on kind of what you want, where you want to go with it, what you want to do with the character. This is -23 to all res, but big life. -46 physical damage taken from hits. But we've got a pretty nice belt.
See you.
So,
See you.
anyways, that was Act 7. Go ahead and give yourselves a nice clap. Nice round of applause as you have completed Act 7. Congratulations. Now you can work your way into Act 8. Easy. Easy, right? How neat was that? Nice chill boss. Run around, got some good life, got some good resistances. Things are going well. Things are going well. Minus some potential game crashes happening. And we have Deidre coming up, and this might be one of the scariest fights in the early game or in the campaign. I feel like now it's like early piety, like multiple of those piety fights early on can be kind of scary. And like Deidre, I know this might still just be the scariest one. Brian King is scary. Brian King is also scary the first time, but he gets less scary. I feel like Deidre does not get less scary because I still feel like at any second, any time, she'll just jump on my face and then I'm dead. You know? Like, I never feel safe around Deidre. Okay, so we'll grab a little more life and chaos res, especially coming up to Deidre. That sounds really nice. And we'll keep going. Skin looks fantastic. Yeah, I really like this skin. This skin is courtesy of Complexity, who helped us get some tabs and this pretty skin right here. So especially when there's like groups of monsters like that, or like this, like I say, kind of get in, get your like fortify off, and then get to the side. I find that tends to just be one of the best ways to really survive. You can still be popping everything, but yeah. Was that a 2-hour slot? It was, yeah. So if you have come and joined us from the front page, thank you. I apologize for some of the awful internet connection. All right, so this is the horrible fight that nobody likes. We're going to cast some skeletons. We're going to set some bodies down. So you turn this valve, and Deidre's going to appear. Now you have red, purple, and green. Red is the most dangerous, purple is second, green is the least dangerous, okay? Whenever you want, you can turn the valve, and it will make her shift into a different color. Okay? You should be able to take her down really quickly, but if you ever want, you press the valve and it'll like reset her essentially, but it does like put charges over you or something. So you just have to please be careful of her. She is so dangerous and just has like, I've been one shot by her multiple times. So really like stay away from her. It's the best I can say. Just absolutely stay away. And yeah, you might notice yourself finding maps and stuff. And that'll be great. So when you eventually get into your maps, you'll have some maps to kind of start with and to run. Yeah, so I am doing this cast while channeling. And that's why I'm running Cyclone. It's not for Cyclone damage. It's purely just for the sake of I go and I Cyclone, I hit something, I get Fortify from it. And then I also get to explode corpses that are already on the ground with Flesh Offering, because that's also being casted from the channeling. So instead of me constantly having to cast Flesh Offering over and over and over again, that was kind of the thing felt like. It was like, man, I just feel like I'm non-stop casting this. Now I can just Cyclone and it'll automatically do that for me. That's just it. Quantity, that's totally fine. Any specific reason you have all three minion types? I'm going to adhere to one later. So, yeah, so you'll kind of want to specialize a little bit, but at the same time, also not, right? So obviously, like, you only get 2 6-links at endgame, or 1 6-link, depending if you're running a 2-hander or not. Also, stay out of those fire areas like that. Ooh, a vanity. Right. So you always are going to have that. And that's something that you're going to have to basically make the decision. Is like, what am I shoving in that slot? And I even like to change it around a little bit, because they often run similar stuff, right? You're running Feeding Frenzy, you're running Melee Physical, you're running Brutality, you're running whatever, right? For the most part, like zombies, skeletons are running similar things. So you can actually run each of them and run them in different situations. So for instance, in a what do you call it? Like, in a boss fight, I'm probably going to run skeletons over zombies, because my zombies die off and then that's it, right? When my zombies are dead, like, my zombies are dead. And I have no good way to really get them back. Obviously, I can set corpses down on the ground, and then I can raise a zombie using that. But like, that takes time. It takes a lot of mana. It's not something that's like easy to do when I'm trying to avoid a boss or get a boss dead, in the middle of whatever mechanics. So it's a lot easier for me to just go, here's 3 skeletons, summon, 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 right? Done. And now I've got 9 skeletons up, and we're good. A lot easier to just do that stuff. And so I would say that's the like.
Exile, you've helped me.
Wait, do I gotta go home? That's like a big important thing there is
Talakoda.
kind of choosing what you want where. So I like to have
Don't do anything
I like to have a so hard to like think and speak right now. I did like a 20-hour stream yesterday, so my mind is jumbled. I like to have like zombies right now, and so I'm running, skeletons here, specters here, zombies here, and then eventually I'll shift into having like zombies or specters as my main 6-link, and then like zombie or skeleton or something on a 4-link that I can cast if I need to in a boss fight, right? But running around, I think like specter and zombie I prefer, because then I'm not having to constantly cast it every single time I'm in whatever area. So generally I would say I'm doing that. It's not bad with the nice 29 to dexterity, dual res, 53 to life. Kind of like that ring.
Don't do anything I would.
How's MVS? It was rough, to say the least. There we go. Okay, let's go back here. Oh, I have to go to the shrine in the northern forest. That's right. Should be like just over here, right? I believe this is a skill point, if I'm not mistaken. There's the Dread Thicket. The shrine should be like left of that. Should be somewhere around here. Flesh and Stone is also not a bad idea of, like, if you have some mana reserve or whatever that you want to use. Flesh and Stone is totally fine. Okay, there it is. Just north of it. Okay, so we'll go up and we'll do the shrine and then we'll go back. Hey, cute dog's online. Okay.
Good to see you still.
Oh, we gotta go to Helena.
My help. Farewell.
Ah, rip. Okay, well, let's get strength and dexterity.
Till next time, shall we keep, Savior?
Never mind. It was just that. Plus the strength. Not great. Did I need your help cheer me up? Yeah. That would have been nice. I don't know. Anything. Oh, it's just brutal, man. Yesterday was just like so brutal. It's also not bad combat stamina. We might come for that later. So here's a jewel socket we can go after. We also have this jewel socket we can grab as well. So I don't think I have any great jewels at the moment to use, but could be in the future.
Exile.
Wait. Okay, we gotta go get orbs. I thought I was supposed to come here and kill this person and do this thing. I guess this is a later edition. Don't go in the quay yet. Yeah, I forgot to change the drop weapon rule and kind of wrecked myself. It was my own fault. Alright, I think we need to go over here first. So like I say, always click on the buttons. You need to do other things first. Loot the Ankh quest item there. Oh, find the Ankh of Eternity first. Got it. And that is in this area, though. So I guess I just missed it somewhere. So that'll just be one that we will come back to later. So yeah, now you can really start to feel the force of your build, though. And you can definitely see, like I said, 1, getting those slave drivers. 2, changing up our links a little bit. And then as we were able to like level some of these support gems, right? So our MAME support and our feeding frenzy is already good. and our brutality starting to like level up and stuff. As we were able to start leveling these up, you can definitely see, you know, our damage starting to really increase. And I love doing Val side areas. Yes, they can be a little brutal. So, you know, you definitely want to check the mods. Make sure they're not like horrible, awful mods or whatever. But the beauty of the Val side area is you have a chance to get like a 6-link off of this. And we're also looking for Val Molten Shell. So.
Hey Llama, great
Hey.
news. Watching that MVS gave me enough channel points to keep making.
Keep making what? Oh, all of the, dang it, the emotes. I got you. Karen doesn't even want to read it. She's just ashamed. But yeah, I've gotten a 6-link. And it's once you hit level like 50 or so, you can find a 6-link there. And I got one there before, and so, you know, that's just great. So that and then Val Molten Shell are the two things that we really would love. At this point, like, we have a shield as well. We could also start really looking into like Val, or not Val, into like shield charge, right? And so instead of just flame dashing everywhere, I could shield charge and then call it good. So that is another potential option, is I could be charging around, and I could be charging and flame dashing. Obviously I'd need to have the open links for this though, and so that's one of those important things. And also when I'm running skeletons and zombies and running specters, you know, that takes a lot of links. So that's something that you have to like consider as well, is that, okay, I might not want to do a certain combination, or I might only want to run zombies and specters and then just switch my skeleton in later, right? That's totally a way you can do it. There's various options, but that's how I was running it prior. I would run Spectre as my 6-link, and then zombies.
Well, if I
as my
am not
4-link.
going to read that emote, let's
And
give
I
it a new name.
swap
How
skeletons
about
in
MR Llama
for
Pro?
bosses.
Or Mr. Llama Butt? Or Mr. Llama Penetrate?
Wow.
Or MR Llama Point to a new starter Murayama. I hope this yellow hand was washed recently.
Gross. Absolutely disgusting. Just disgusting. Kill him. Okay, so we know we're on the right way. Which is always just good. Always good to double check you're going the right way. And yeah, you can also see really like the effectiveness of Convocation at this point, I feel like. And when you bring the monsters in like next to you, how much more damage a lot of times you're gonna get out of them. So, always nice.
Much clatter.
Consider using those samples before you journey.
We'll keep rolling, and we will keep rolling down over here. So.
fresh
gonna go
meat.
down for a tiny bit.
Made it for
and then grab
September. I can
Devotion
talk
here
and chat
for more
now.
life. It's not September. Thank you for the sub, though, Sun Brawler. Enjoy your chatting and subs. Yeah, I have some available emote slots. That is correct. From last month. Poison hit, extra damage is lightning, quantity, that's totally fine. Totally fine. Come on, 6 link. Aw.
Too
not
much
bad.
clutter.
Val, burning arrow, and spectral. Rip. Okay, so we are in the right area, so we need to find the Sun Orb. You know, like this point, I feel like there's not a ton. You know, like I feel like in Diablo 2, there's like a lot more things where I'm pointing out a lot of small things, and I probably could do that somewhat here as well if I knew like all those little small details. But when I just think about it, like I feel like the build at this point runs pretty smoothly through most areas. You know. When you get to like some bosses, you definitely have to watch out for certain things and stuff. But like, if you've got your link set up decently well, if you've got your res maxed, if you're like stacking your life, you can see I'm at 2,300 life already, almost 2,400. Like that is a pretty good chunk of life for, you know, where we're at. So if you're doing that stuff, you're gonna just be in a pretty good spot. And you should be able to fight most areas without too much of a worry. Like, yeah, there's always the worry of like something just random kind of popping you. That definitely happens. But you know, just be like quick on your flask and watch your character and stuff, and then. You know, I feel like it's more of the questions and things that I usually have when I'm playing the game revolve around when I'm like gearing up to the next thing, you know. What sorts of supports? When do I want to care about doing that stuff? And really a lot of it's feel. So I think that's another important thing. This guy's gonna charge down kind of, so you can just cast this and then just run away. Careful of like beams and things.
Too much clutter.
I guess I'll charge that. So you know, I feel like that's really the like part to feel or think about or kind of note is just like as you're playing, if you feel like, I feel like my damage is a little lower than I want it to be right now, or I feel like I'm not doing XYZ or whatever it is, you know. I'm getting hit a lot and it hurts way too much. Like you can see that my character is not like bouncing up and down in life right now, right? If that starts happening, I'm gonna like take it back a step and be like, okay, what do I need to change to fix this? You know, like that's a huge important thing to do. Just TP. It's to really look at that sort of stuff and just be like, okay, I might need to go and get my life stacked or get my res back up, you know, if they fell off somehow or whatever it is. Like, looking at those things, I think, is one of the most important things that you can do to really improve your survivability, improve your damage, improve whatever it is that needs improving. 6 to life. Rip.
Don't do anything I would.
Currencies. Flesh and stone is not bad. Okay, now we can go back to toxic. How do you get the items to auto go over? What do you mean by auto go over? And then always keep a count on your like zombies and things like that, right? It's like I can have 8 zombies max and 2 specters right now. So I just kind of watch that, and then there's certain areas where like reflect especially will kill your specters or your zombies will start dying, and so just take note of it. Not dragging and dropping. Oh, I'm just control clicking. So extra damage is cold and poison. Okay. Seems fine for me. Okay, and now we can work towards devotion. Go ahead and get some increased life. Anything with like 6% increased life especially is really nice. I mean, that's a pretty good chunk. So we'll grab the further node as well. Big map. Just be careful. There's a lot of after effects in this game. Wait, where's my vessel? Things that just blow up. Still don't have it. Be careful of those. Like, whenever something dies, if it's got, like, some stuff still kind of around it, I usually just give it a tiny bit of space. Because a lot of things will leave something, like, after they die. And then there's just, like, a second later it'll explode. And a lot of times that's the thing that one-shots you or something. So it's just, like, traps that they have put into the game. Grim Dawn's also bad about it, yeah. It's one of my least favorite things. Like, if it's dead, just let it be dead. Just let that be the end. But in a lot of games, I don't know. It's definitely not unique to this game. They seem to enjoy it. Bathhouse. So And there will definitely be a better guide for how to run around down here. Because there's like a couple side quests that you want to do for bonus, like passives here. And it's like, okay, you want to go like through the bathhouse, to here, do this stuff. And we're not doing exactly that. Don't remember it all 100%, but that's okay. Explore, kill stuff, have fun. That's all you need to really know, right? Hey Leth, how you doing? Careful of these dudes right here. They do explode and do damage on explosion. Just as a heads up. Quill rats. I think this is our bonus point though. Ow. So this guy can also be a little bit of a pain. As a summoner, hopefully it shouldn't be too bad, especially with your damage being decent now. But overall, if you don't have that, like this can be a rough fight.
Life is too precious to waste on you.
Okay. So yeah, just be careful of like balls and stuff leaping on you. Nice thing is, like I say, as a summoner, this really isn't a bad fight. But balls are going to be your biggest concern, probably for this area. And there you go. Just like that. Easy enough. What's the weirdest build with any character in D2? I mean, you can make some really weird builds.
There is nothing else.
Let's be honest.
Why are you still standing?
Good luck to you.
Yeah, we gotta.
You found them.
Yeah. Okay.
No easy.
So let's sell 85 to life is really nice. 85 to life with open suffix for rolling stuff. Might keep that as a potential use. 46 life gain for each enemy hit by attacks, and it's only 81 to dexterity. It's not bad at all. Not bad at all. So that's also where we can get one of these like dex nodes like this right here, and then all of a sudden we have enough dexterity to use something like this. Let's add this over here. We're also level 60, 59. Oh, so close to 60. We can get our skitterbots out if we want. Yeah, it's definitely a nice armor. We can roll it to 4 blues or something. So we could do that, and then we would shift that with like our armor. Or we had a helm that had blue, blue, red, green, right? Yeah. So we could totally move this to there, and then I guess we would be missing a blue. We could move that, and then we need like a red, red, blue, blue glove or something. It's not a bad glove. There's those boots. I don't think I'm changing my boots out anytime soon, though. 80 to life on those with 17 to strength is just really nice. Just really nice. Okay. So let's go talk to our people. Let's go get our rewards. We don't really need any of these. 2% reduced mana reserved, I suppose I could grab. Or I could grab the yeah, I could grab either one of those. Doesn't really matter too much, though.
Stay out of the shadows. They bite.
And then we'll grab this one. And now we'll just go and get that life. Cool. So now we've got more life. Now we're up to 2674. Beautiful. And then the Moon Orb, we'll go back to the bathhouse. And we need to go to wherever that area is above us. Let's get the name of it. That is the lab, so that's not going to be it. But that is, if you need to do labs, there you go. Another lab point there. And then, is it up here? There it is, maybe. No, because that's where we've already gone. That's to the High Gardens, so it must be down to the right. Lunaris Concourse. Heard those guys would be good specters. Those blue corpse dudes. Okay, and we'll go this way. Tier 2 sub. That's right. Yeah, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. I'll try my best to answer it, or somebody in chat can answer it, as there are plenty of people in chat who have tons of knowledge. When's the Bone Spear swap? It's end of Act 3. Roughly. You can do it early Act 3 if you'd like. So I always like picking up like rare shields. Good rare claws can be nice. Picking up obviously any jewelry, leather belts, and then, you know, sure, if you want to grab like some boots and things like that as you're going. I think those can be, you know, if you've got a really good one, it's not always gonna matter quite as much, but there's definitely other things like that. 8 years played this game. Oof. Hefty amount right there. So So whenever they have that aura below them, that means that some one thing needs to die before everything else dies. So always be careful around that. Always be careful. We also are 60, which means we can go and get our skitter bots from home. So you should have been able to, and I could have gone and got another skitter bots later if I really wanted, right? But you should have been able to get your own skitter bots running prior. And I don't have a slot for it at the moment because I'm not using this red slot. We can try and roll this to triple blue. See how that goes. There we go. Cool. So that'll be something that you'll want to let's change this. Options, UI, inputs. Okay, and this will be skitterbots. So skitterbots gives a chilling skitterbot and shocking, and these are immortal, and I'm pretty sure. And then we aren't using them for the mind triggering or anything. We're using them because they're gonna chill things, and then they're gonna shock things, and so that's nice for us. So we can do that, and then at this point we can just continue downwards here if we'd like. We can also make the decision of how we want to get to this stuff. So I'm going to want to get into like barbarism and things. I'm also going to want to get into like here. And so the question would become, do I want to run 1, 2, and then go through this to get here? Or do I want to run down this way to get into here? You know. So that'll be kind of like that question. I almost kind of want to go this way into Heart of the Warrior. And then we'll work our way across through Diamond Skin, up into Barbarism, and over into Juggernaut. I think that's the way I want to do it. Yeah, I think it'll be a little less points doing that. Okay, in our temple. And let's go get the Moon Orb. So we can also do this. And you'll note that we've like reserved a lot of mana right now. So I could take off. This is 35%. This is 50% mana reserved. So right now we have 85 mana reserved. But like, for our character, it's really not that bad. I mean, you'll note that we're not really having to use too much mana. We use some when we're dashing through here. And then some to spin. But, you know, it still ends up being okay. So mana reserve is actually a really like important thing to think about. Have I thought about using Spirit Offering? Yeah. Probably be something in the future. I can't use Spirit Offering and Flesh Offering though, right? I'd have to use one or the other. Yeah. So right now I'm using Flesh Offering. Spirit Offering would be alternate choice there. there's a unique that'll let you do more than one. I mean, that probably makes sense. There's always something like that, but this is solo self-found, so, and we're trying to build like more generic. Why not detonate dead? I could also use a detonate dead. And just have that on my cast while channeling, I suppose. So, I don't know. Honestly, like, I think that could also be another potential. I just haven't seen a lot of people running Detonate Dead. And so, I guess that's where my hesitation in running it comes as well. I go, why are they not, why are all these people who are doing really well not running it? I assume they have some better reason than I do. This will be the easiest fight of your life. Just like, I don't even understand this fight and why it exists in this game. It's so ridiculous. Like, it's just like slow turning, shooting to cold orbs. So you won't be able to scale Detonate Dead at all since the links on casting channeling is already taken. And maybe that's the thing, is like it's something that you want to really scale, and so if you can't scale it, it's not worth it, and that's why it's not really being used. I could see that being the case. Like I say, I don't really have a great answer for it because it's not something that I've oh, that was weird. Not something that I've personally played around with a lot and seen a lot, so I'm just kind of mixing and matching all the different things I've seen. So this fight can also be a little bit high damage, I should say. Especially the fire damage, I feel like, here. So be careful about that. Now that you've got both the orbs, you'll come in here, do the statue, set your stuff down. So really kind of keep yourself moving here. And be ready to heal on this chick. Fire chick, for me, like, if she does get a hit off on me, it usually does some pretty good damage. Quick question for people. Why is are my items disappearing after like a couple seconds? Did something get changed? I'm also gonna move to semi-strict. Press Z. I've changed all of my hotkeys. So what's the actual input? What is it called? F9. Okay, so I need to just press F9. Thank you.
Remember, humanity needs us.
Thank you, thank you. 20% chance, take 50% less area damage from hits. So this can be really nice against like a boss, right? And this can be nice just like in general. Join my you're moving around.
Toggle highlighting.
Physical damage reduction, I think, is really helpful and important for this character. Also, that's nice for 24% chance to avoid bleeding and reduce physical damage over time. Thank you, Muncher. But, anyways, congratulations. Give yourself some nice claps. You are now in Act Numero 9. And not only are you in Act 9, you are also now in the Blood Aqueducts, which is a high-powered farming area. So if you want a Tabula Rasa, which is a 6-link white, this is the place to go and get it. You can literally just farm here for like 2-3 hours. First off, you're going to get decent levels. This is a great place to just level up in general. And I would recommend just casually level to like 64, 65, somewhere around there while you're down here. It's just like a good place for that, right? But additionally, it just has good chances for dropping humility, which if you get 9 of them, I believe it is, you can trade them in and get yourself a tabula. So this is a very popular spot to do that. And like I say, it's also just a good spot, good experience. We'll definitely start picking up some like Divine Life Flask and stuff. Might have a couple Life Flasks I could do stuff with, but... And then you want to kill like rares and blues, especially here. And then we can go down here. And pray for just getting a natural 6-link. Just chilling.
Much clutter.
Almost. Oh, arc, Righteous Fire. Not great. Am I gonna do guided playthroughs with other characters as well? Yeah, I might do another character here and there. Try and talk about some things. Like, one I would definitely do would be a Essence Drain, Contagion, Bane, whatever character. I think that's another one that I really like playing. And I think it's a decent character for people starting out and wanting to play the game. Like I say, obviously this isn't as professional and amazing of a guide as like my Diablo 2 guides, because I feel like, you know, when I play Diablo 2, like, that's what I'm good at. That's my like best thing. But do I enjoy bow builds? Yeah, I do. I really like bows, actually. But that being said, I feel strong enough in this game that I can at least give some basic tips and ideas. And not everything's gonna be perfect. But like I say, if you're trying to get into the game and understand it from a newbier perspective, I think it's helpful. Sometimes having someone who's so good at a game explain stuff actually doesn't end up working as well, because they skip over so many of the like easy things that you're like, I don't know any of the stuff you're talking about. You've skipped over way too much stuff, and it's just like way too difficult to follow. I have that happen a lot. And so I feel like this is a way that you can help that, is have someone who's a little bit, you know, less intelligent about the game or whatever it is, but they can sit down and go, okay, well, I got some good things. Ooh, look at the resistances on that. Nice chaos res there too, 17 to chaos res.
Take care.
And we also got Sacrifice at Midnight. Huzzah! We have the full sacrifice. All the fragments. Okay, let's look at our Divine Flask and see what we have. Got that. We've got there. We've got a seething. So I'll go ahead and replace this with that seething. And then we have a bubbling right here as well. So we'll replace both of those. Chaos Res in this league is a little more helpful.
The first ones are watching survive.
And we're gonna go ahead and craft
You are
of
truly a
staunching onto this because I do not have anything right now that's getting me out of bleed, and that would be really helpful. In fact, I have 2 burning, so I need to re-roll this. I need a freeze as well. Do I recommend stash tabs? So you can play with as much or as little stash tabs as you would like, honestly.
That would just make life complicated.
Why do they all want chat? Do I have any rewards? I do. Never picked
Take
that up.
care.
I thought I was missing that one. So, okay, let's go here. So yeah, so the first tab that I would recommend always is the currency tab. This is just like your bread and butter, holding all your currency. You don't want to have 244 orbs of alteration and next to your wisdoms and your trans. You know, you're gonna get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands and whatever, and like, you know, having 20 like this all over the place is just gonna be a giant mess, and you're gonna run out of space for it. This is the first one I would recommend. If you just want to get like additional tabs, like I just picked up some additional tabs. A lot of people like quad tabs. I don't have any of those. And then I like the maps tab as well. Once you start getting into mapping, I think that this is very effective and very helpful, just because once again you can say, okay, I'm just looking for my tier 3 maps, my tier 4s, like do I have any 7s, 8s, and you can just see it and it says if it's complete, and it's very nice. You don't really need a div card tab or a fragments tab. These ones like can be nice, but you can throw all this stuff into a blank, just like an open space. Essence tab, same thing, not 100% necessary, but like it's a little bit nice. So I would say like currency and map are the main ones that I would get, and then these 3 are like kind of nice to haves. Something like that. Should I only buy them on sale? Yeah. So that's, you literally just come to the specials where you can just see, like, you know, if you go to stash tabs or whatever, just wait for them to go on sale. They go on sale like once a month or something, and so these are the ones. So you just come here and yeah, don't bother buying. The sale just happened last weekend. It'll be in another few weeks. So just wait for it. Some people like the unique collection tab as well, but would recommend that. And then if you want trading, which I'm solo self-found, but if you want trading, yeah, get a premium tab. Oh, it's every 3 weeks? Oh, perfect. Perfect. Okay, I have to go to my parents actually for some like Christmas family holiday cheer, stuff like that. So we're gonna cut this piece of the guide, part 2 of the guide, after the 3 acts. I wanted to go through 5, but you know, we didn't wake up after the long stream yesterday and whatever. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you being here. We will continue with acts 9 and 10 on this character, but we can just do a quick kind of review and overview of where it's at and what we have going. So we've got Flame Dash, Convocation and summon skitterbots. I just have these 3 over here because we've got 3 blue because we're running 3 different kinds of summons at the moment. And then in the future, when I run like 2 summons or whatever, I'll probably run just like my Flame Dash with an Arcane Surge and a faster casting, something like that. Then I can have my Convocation and summon skitterbots somewhere else. I have Spectre with minion damage, Spell Echo, and Elemental Army at the moment. That seems fine. I might swap out Elemental Army with like Controlled Destruction or something, potentially. I have Summoned Skeletons with minion damage, Feeding Frenzy, and Brutality. And then I've got Raised Zombie with Melee Physical, Maim, and Feeding Frenzy. You really can mix a lot of these like support gems around as you desire. In the middle, we have our Cyclone with Cast While Channeling, which gives us Flesh Offering and Fortify. And then over here, we're running Pride to increase damage taken, Summon Stone Golem, and Desecrate, so we can cast our corpses. So that's our current setup right now. As we want to continue to improve, I'll want to get a 5 or 6 link right here, and I will shove, move these gems over to like my helm or gloves, and then move my Spectre into here and stuff. And yeah, we'll just kind of do that stuff. So we'll get to Acts 9 and 10. But yes, like I said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Make sure to follow along. We will be streaming. I'll have to figure out what the stream for this week is going to look like with everything coming up, because we'll be streaming on Thursday and I think Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, I'm not certain yet, with New Year's Eve and family plans and all of that stuff. So that stuff is TBD, but just got here. Well, hi, Brando. Mwah. Make sure to follow along, and I will see you guys later. Have a great night, everybody.